know. I know it.
I ain't scared. Far from that.
You not scared at all? When the last time you had an interview?
I don't remember. I'm like you. I interview everybody else.
You ain't never interviewed me. Yeah.
Miss Busybody.
No, don't even say that.
Well, maybe I'm going to take over one day your show.
How you gonna take over my show?
And have you in the hot seat.
How you gonna take over my show?
Yeah. It's Air It Out Radio with special guest DJ Curt. And our special guest today being interviewed for the very first time ever. Miss Fire Chick.
Yeah, that's gonna be
oh yeah, it puts you in the hot seat with the red light on.
Hey, you can ask me questions while we doing this interview if that's the case. But you know, it's really all about you.
Okay, well, let's do it. Miss Nosy Body.
Why I gotta be nosy? Because I want to do my job.
Nosy Body. Yeah, let's do it.
You know, because there's this lady that says she got a kid by you, so.
She got a kid by me?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
This lady that says she got a baby by you, so you know what I mean? Don't do nothing about it.
Hell no. Because it ain't my baby.
Why ain't it your baby?
It's not the patty.
Oh. Why ain't it your baby?
Because I don't know what the fuck lady you talking about. You ain't say no names. You ain't say.
I'm gonna show you
who she look like, what she look like.
I'm gonna show you.
And
that's why I got the pages ready to go.
I know I ain't motherfucking shoot nobody club up.
You ain't shoot nobody club up.
I ain't shoot nobody club up.
Alright, so you say, I got the evidence.
Let's fuck your feelings, right?
Fuck your feelings.
Fuck your feelings. I was not the patty.
You're not the patty. Alright, let me see. Make sure we're good. I know you gonna talk super loud, but I'm just going to
I'm gonna talk just like this.
Okay. Air It Out Radio is that chick fire. Make sure y'all check out the website, airitoutradio.net. We live with the infamous, the one and only Philly representative. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. New York and Philly. We gotta say both because I feel like you gotta represent both, right?
Yeah,
because I can't say New York and not, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be fair.
No, but the majority of my life was here.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna say New York and Philly just to be safe. You know what I mean? AKA the Green Eye Bandit.
That's Eric Sermon.
Oh, that's right. What they call you? You know, they don't call you nothing, you know?
No.
Okay. The low cat fitted, the light skin joint.
The light skin joint.
The light skin joint. DJ Curt is in the building. What up, what up, what up?
Wait. Where did that come from?
See, you ain't been paying attention to my show because that's my little bit.
You come on too late.
First of all, it's 10 o'clock.
That's too late.
You used to tune in before?
I used to tune in before. I got a job.
Okay. Oh, you ain't have a job before?
I have a job.
You didn't have a job before, that's what you're
I
saying?
have a job.
Okay. You gotta get up early, so let me get my questions ready. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fuck Your Feelings. It's a new show, you know what I'm saying? Somewhat new. We're supposed to have this guest on the first time, and you know, situations happen, but he here now. You know what I'm saying? It's my first interview with DJ Curt, and I'm honored, and I'm privileged to. You talking about?
I'm waiting to get to the good part.
What you mean? I thought those were good parts.
I see it coming. It's a setup, so I'm just.
Nah, I'm giving you your flowers now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're supposed to accept that.
I'm receiving.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so for those that do not know, like I said, DJ Curt, he's a well-known, you know, DJ from Philly and New York. We're gonna say just you know what I mean, shit. So, what's the shirt say over there? Okay.
The shirt says
He don't even know.
United Fakes of America. United
Fakes.
But notice that the UN is separated.
Right. Okay.
That means because we're separated from the United States, for real.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I came up with this phrase and called it United Fakes of America.
So that's your brand?
It's not my brand. It's just something that.
It's something that somebody say. Okay. I do not know, Mr. Curt. He's been. Why you putting your head down? You need to look over here. Stop trying to act like you give so much about. First of all, stop trying to act like you give a fuck about this soda because you just don't. You don't give a fuck about that soda at all. You don't give a fuck about it. And he been drinking some of him, so hopefully we gonna get some good answers out of him. Y'all just don't know. Now that was the setup. That was the setup.
This was the setup.
But I knew you wasn't gonna turn the liquor down, so.
Wow.
Like, no, I don't want any.
Alcoholic.
Like, no, I don't want any.
Wow.
Who, me?
Oh shit. Wow.
So, Curt, how long? Like, we gotta ask these little bullshit questions first because I was looking for interviews and I didn't see none, so now I gotta ask these bullshit ass questions, and then we're gonna get to the good shit. Okay. So, how long have you been an active DJ?
Ooh. Let me see. Let's say.
What you mean? Let's say.
About 35, 37 years.
Damn. Okay. That's a nice little bit.
I started off young, 15.
15.
No, actually 13. But I got my first system when I was 15.
Oh,
so that's when everything
Do you remember the system?
Oh yeah, I had a pair of Technique SLQ 200s. And I had I forgot what model the Newmark mixer was, but it was like the model. They had a copycat of the Newmark done by Radio Shack. I remember that. Radio Shack made the same identical mixer.
Good old radio. Good old fashioned Radio Shack.
Oh yeah.
Going.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? What other stores do you miss the most? You miss Funko Mart?
No.
No, you don't miss Funko Mart?
Well, no, because we talking about a later time. That's when I moved to Philly.
Okay.
And I remember, going to Funko Mart. But growing up in New York, it was something like Funko Mart, but this was like retail chain store in New York. It was called The Wiz.
The Wiz. I did hear about that.
It was The Wiz. And that used to be like one of the main stores we all used to go to in New York to go shopping for records, shopping for equipment, and everything like that. So.
Do you miss the hustle and getting the album covers and the albums and the vinyl?
That's an era that I don't think nobody will understand. That's an era where it was almost like the gospel to get up like on the weekends early in the morning and go to the record stores and try to get the latest or whatever was out at the time.
Right.
Try to get your hands on it first. I mean, we talking early 80s, so there wasn't really no service in the records like it is.
Now.
Like it was.
Right.
It was just basically as soon as you heard this record on the radio, like in New York back in the days, we had BLS, we had Kiss. This was before the Hot 97s and the Powers.
Right.
And everything like that. But two of our main hip hop, three. Well, yeah, it was three. It was BLS, it was Kiss, and there was another one called KTU. And KTU didn't last that long. But we had Kiss and WBLS. We had Mr. Magic on WBLS, him and Marley Marl. And we had Red Alert, Chuck Chill Out, everybody at Kiss.
Right.
So those were our hip hop stations. Those were our equivalents to Lady B. And all the hip hop stations that was out here in Philly, mainstream, and they used to always be in New York at the time, and they were doing something different compared to our DJs in New York. Perfect DJ lingo is New York DJs. All they do is slam records together, meaning there is no lead into the record. There is no blend. It's just
It's
one
like,
record,
boom.
and then boom. Next thing you know, the next record is on. Jeff and Cash brought something to my ears that caught on to me, whereas I never heard about a transforming. I never heard about no church. I never heard about none. These are DJ lingos that, you know what I mean, a lot of people might not understand, but it's the lingo of DJs. But they were doing something out here that was totally different. And it caught my attention. So I was like, yo, these two cats from Philly, yo, they crazy. Like, I want to do what they doing. I didn't want to do what New York cats was doing. So
I'm surprised because I thought New York, because that was the heart of everything. I thought
that was the
people
heart of
wanted to be
everything, but
more
it
like
was
them.
it was different styles of DJing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You had your hip hop DJs, you know, that was just, you know, cutting breaks, and you know, the rappers rapping and everything like that, the MCs. But I think Jeff and Cash brought an element to whereas the DJ was mainly like the star of the show.
Right.
Because of what they were doing as far as, you know, tricks, a lot of everything. But it was clean. It was like, nobody out here in New York is doing this. So when I heard it, I was like, wow, I want to do that. But certain things happened in my life, and
What is it? So wait,
because
what,
I was in New York at the time.
was you forced to come here, or you
No,
just came here
no,
because you
no,
wanted
no,
to come
no.
here because
No,
of
no.
the state?
What happened was I met my kid's mother in a mutual zone, Washington D.C. We hooked up and everything like that.
Oh, so you came here for love? Oh.
No, I came here because she didn't want to move
Yeah.
back to New
You
York.
just ruined the whole story.
No.
He's like, fuck that love
No.
shit. Nah.
Love wasn't even a part of it at that time. You know, she was she wound up being pregnant with my first child, and that was my son. And when she had my son here in Philadelphia, and it was a conversation about, you know, where were we going to raise him.
Yeah.
She didn't want to move away from her father. She's very close to her father. So, being the dude that I was, you know, I knew automatically there was no way it was going to happen
You
with
wanted
my
to come
son.
here anyway. All the stuff going on.
Because I wasn't even thinking about that at that time. The focus was my son, and she didn't want to move out to New York. She wanted to stay here, and she wanted to be still around her father. So, me thinking logically, like, there's no way I'm going to live in New York, and my son is in Philadelphia, and this, that, the other, so I got to sacrifice.
Right.
So,
That was
so
cool.
it was to move to Philadelphia. But when I got here, I was like, well, I'm here now, indulging in the culture a little bit.
Right.
And that's where it started.
So a lot of people when explain to somebody look at his face. Explain to somebody that doesn't know anything about like mixes, because when you look at a DJ, because I hear other DJs say, oh, that wasn't a clean, you know, mix or whatever, and you know, somebody that doesn't know this shit, we thinking it was cool. I'm like, that shit was alright to me. But
all right,
how do you explain
well, you said it. You might think that it's cool to you. All right, let's say one record is playing. It's your record. It's your jam.
Right.
Okay, and you're in the middle of it, you dancing, you cutting the rug and everything. And then a DJ slams or blends a record that's not the same pace of the record that you're dancing to. Or he just abruptly brings in a record, and the record may be 2 to 3 times slower than the record that you were dancing to, or 2 to 3 times faster than a record that you were playing with, it's going to throw you off, right? It's going to make
you mean it's going to throw y'all off?
No.
Because we don't know.
No, because if you're dancing to a certain rhythm,
right?
Okay, and we all know black people got, well, hopefully,
all
rhythm? Black people have rhythm.
I don't think we can dance, but go ahead.
But if we all got rhythm, and then the DJ plays a record to break that rhythm, to make you say, stop, hold up. Okay, now I found out what record he's playing, so now I have to adjust either my speed or my flow or my feeling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you might have a DMX record on that you jamming hard to. It's making you go crazy. And then it goes from DMX to Anita Baker.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
So it's a feeling. It's a big difference.
That's a big ass
So
difference.
that's
Right.
gonna throw you off. But the DJ may think that it's cool, but he don't know no better.
Right.
There's things about DJs that, you know, if you're not a knowledgeable DJ, if you're not a DJ that knows the techniques, knows how to mix, how to bring in records, how to blend records, how to capture a mood out of your audience.
Right.
If you can't hold on to that, then you're not good. You're not good.
Right.
You're not good.
You're not good.
You're not
How
good.
long did it take you to master, like, being an actual DJ?
Whoa. Well, you figure. Here's the thing, though. I learned how to DJ through a female.
What?
Yeah. My aunt was the one that taught me.
Get out of here.
Yeah. She taught me
Shout out to
the
the female.
technique of how to play records. My aunt, well known in Staten Island. Back in the day, they called it Jazzy K. And she used to hang with the big boys. Like she held her own and everything like that. One summer I stayed over there at her house, and you know she has a setup. Her boyfriend was a DJ at the time as well. One day I sat over there, and you know I wanted to learn, so you know she started off. Got everything on. She started going through her little thing and everything like that. And then she just stopped and went in the kitchen and started cooking. Now, I knew the music. I knew the name of the records. I knew everything. Because I was like a crate boy back in the day. Like, I used to go to all the park jams with a lot of DJs and just sit on their crates. And while they were getting it in, I was back there sitting on the crates and studying records.
Right.
And how they marked their records and how they labeled their records.
Wait, what's
and
marking a record? What is that?
Now we get really into detail. A lot of DJs, like, if you had an exclusive record that nobody ever had, or you didn't think that a DJ had, what they would do, you had the labels on the record. You knew what label it was on. But DJs, they wanted to prevent other DJs from knowing what they were playing. So we would black out the labels.
Really?
We would black out the labels, we'd put a sticker on it or whatever.
What?
Magic marker it out, the name of the records and everything.
They was still in that bed? They was biting
No,
ideas?
well, I mean, yeah, biting was heavy.
Yeah.
Biting was heavy back in the
Damn.
days. So if you had a certain secret weapon record that you knew that another DJ didn't have, and you didn't want nobody to know what the name of it was, or, you know, this is my shit, ain't nobody gonna copy my shit, you would black out the record. You would literally scratch out the name, scratch out the name of the record, the artist, everything, the label, everything.
Wow.
So nobody would know what to look for.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah, we used to have that habit back in the day, but now it's just, everything is too accessible. You had to beg for records.
You sound like you upset. You wanted to go back to where it used
I think if you were to go back to those days now, and let's say if we just wiped out laptops, we wiped out MP3s, we wiped out CDs, and we actually went back to vinyl, you would find that 70 to 80% of the DJs would literally just drop out.
Exactly.
They will literally drop out.
Why can't the DJs just go on strike or some kind of thing like that?
Because it's not that deep.
No?
It's not that deep. Like, I think DJs, we're a different breed compared to rappers, but we have some of the same, you know, I would say we would have some of the same attitudes like a rapper.
Yeah.
You know, rappers are sensitive with their shit. DJs are sensitive with their shit as well. You know.
You ever been called you was corny? Like.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, thousands of times.
Oh shit.
But I never paid it, don't mind.
Did they ever come up to the booth and be like, yo, the fuck is going on? Like, you whack.
Every DJ, there is no DJ alive that can say they never had off nights. There's no DJ alive that can say that. No DJ is on every time they play.
Well, I guess that's with any job, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of your nights and days are going to be good, but then there's certain times that you get into a funk, and it happens. You're going to get the feedback from the audience who you playing for. Sometimes you don't feel creative. You know what I mean? A lot of DJs like to be creative when they play for a live audience. You know, and sometimes you don't have that creativeness in you.
Right. And
sometimes you get distracted by other things, whereas you're not focused on what you're supposed to be doing and everything. But yeah,
because all the twerking and all that stuff.
Yeah,
He said yeah. And then y'all be drunk and drinking and all that stuff.
Oh no. Sometimes, with me, sometimes I'm not going to speak on everybody, but when I DJ, it all depends on the party. It all depends on the event. It all depends on what I'm doing. What am I DJing for? If I got 1,000 people, oh yes, I'm hype.
You hype?
I'm hype. I'm ready to, sweat some weaves out. Somebody's gonna lose something.
Right.
I like the energy. I like the energy. If I'm doing a party and there's no energy, well then you might as well call it a night. Yes, I am going to drink. I gotta liven up somehow.
Oh, so you don't drink when the party is popping, but you drink when it's...
It all depends on my mood, for real. Okay. I don't necessarily have to depend on anything.
Right.
To get into DJing. I just need the atmosphere to be cool, and I need that energy. But it goes both ways. I can't depend on the energy from the crowd to get me hype. A lot of times, get them hype.
So when people come up there and they be like, I want to request this.
That's the worst thing in the fucking
Listen, I know I didn't experience it firsthand with your behind. My goddaughter is red as a...
That's the worst thing in the world.
Is that one of the worst things that a DJ kind of goes through with the request? One of them?
Here's the thing. That's like me going to who can I say? That's like me going to a doctor, and the doctor knows what he's supposed to work on. Like, if I'm there for an appointment for my knee, right? And I say, doctor, okay, I need you to work on my knee. And he's working on my knee. And I say, oh, doctor, can you take this knee and put it over here on, can you overlap this knee to that knee and everything? No. While he's doing it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense, right?
Not sure.
Okay, so a lot of people...
But it's a request.
No, it's a request.
Right.
But wait a minute. A DJ might be in the middle of something. Like, he's finally got the crowd
popping.
Right. The dance floor's packed. They getting into his flow and everything like that. And then it only takes one person. Can you play Whitney Houston? I'll always.
But can't you just say politely, "I'll do it sometime later" or whatever?
But when you do certain things like that, if you go to that person and say, "All right, I'll try to get to it," then you have them. Well, I want to hear it now because I'm getting ready to leave.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be able to play it right now because I'm playing this right now, and you see my dance floor. You know, again, they might ask you something that's out of the mood of what you're playing that might be slower, too slow, or too faster than the speed that you're playing right now, or that's just going to kill the mood and empty the dance floor.
Right. You can't do your job. You're not really doing your job if they interfering with the
I can't come up to you and disrupt you on your job and tell you how to do your job.
Well, I would just say, you know, if I can, like you said, I'll get to it. If not, then...
If let's say we're doing this interview right now, right? And you know how your show is structured, right?
Right.
But what if I say, all right, fine, go to a commercial.
Facts, I got
right.
you.
You get me? You get me? Okay, so I can't do that.
Right.
So people do that to a DJ because they feel like the party surrounds them.
Okay.
It's not about you. It's about all these people that are in front of me on that dance floor right now.
Right.
This not a party for one. You know,
that's true. Now that you break it down like that, that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
But you know, people be in their moment, and you know they've been drinking and all that other stuff, and they want what they want.
Aren't used to attention, but they want attention. You know what I mean? They want what they want when they want it, and then half the time they'll request a song, and you play it for them, and they don't even dance to it.
The song hear it.
The song been played all the way through, and what are they doing? They standing against the wall on their phone. You know what I mean? So you just broke code right there in order to please somebody's request, killed the dance floor and everything because they threw a fit about they wanted to hear this song.
People don't dance no more, do they?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you good?
No.
They good then.
This is one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of parties anymore. A lot of parties, I have to have a good reason to do a party.
Money? That's not even a reason.
Money is part of it, but all money ain't good money.
That's true.
All money ain't good money. You know, and I don't like to do parties just to be doing parties. You would go to clubs and they would have their setup set up a certain way. Like, let's say I walked in your studio the same way you have your stuff set up. Okay, that's the way you have it set up on it normally.
Right.
If I wanted to rearrange it, either I could or I couldn't. You know, a lot of clubs had their equipment stationary. A lot of clubs had, you know, their stuff out whereas you can make it comfortable to how you play. You know, but I never could get away with that in Palmer's. Shout out to Muhammad. Muhammad used to always dig in my behind about that shit because I had to have my shit set up a certain way, and Muhammad would cuss me out. Like, I might DJ tonight and then I come back maybe the following week and Muhammad be like, don't you set up my turntables like that no more. Your ass was drunk at the end of the night, you ain't put them back. So,
you know, I would hear rumors about DJ Curt and how you had a lot of